Hello and welcome to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. This is the station that revolves around the Africans in diaspora, especially those of us in the Houston area and by locality, Texas. My name is Kola and I am your host today. Today we're going to be talking to prominent Nigerians in Houston and also African Americans that are launching their books, and also give a highlight about one that was just recently launched, and of course the Afrocentric TV Award Show coming up on October the 9th, 2022. This year in October, but nomination starts now. It's been started, of course, but it closes on August the 13th. That's my wedding anniversary. Yes, and that's when it closes. So please endeavor to get on our website, afrocentrictv.com. That's AFROCENTRIK TV.com, and click on nominate or vote, and vote for your preferred person in different categories, not just one category, in different categories. And also you nominate people that you think have done well to help the community so far, and let us know what you think when you do that or after you have done that. Stay tuned because I will be right back with the highlights. Thank you. Hello and welcome to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. You know, this is that station that revolves around the Africans in the diaspora, especially the communities in the Houston area. Today we're talking to a prominent Houstonian. I would say, I'm not sure where she's going to give us a feel about where she's from, a little bit about her background and all that. But you know, this is a unique one because we're going to be talking about the book launch, right? And I'm so excited because anything that brings about knowledge, and I think that creates wisdom, that creates exposure and some more opportunities for men and women alike to grow. So with us today is going to be Bibi Watts. She's going to be talking to us about her new book, 11 Steps Playbook.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and what got you started.
So my name is Bibi Watts. I am originally from Philadelphia.
I knew it, like I knew she wasn't originally Houstonian, right?
Yeah.
But we're in Houston.
So my parents moved in '89. I was about 7 years old. I've been in Houston for...
You just told us how old you are.
Oh, that's okay. I'm perfectly okay with telling people my age.
Dan, I said, you know, girls don't do this, girls don't do that.
I don't believe in that.
All right.
I don't believe in that at all.
Let's not go deep in it.
I feel 18.
All right. So. Hey, that's the spirit, right?
So I'm perfectly okay with people knowing my age. So yeah, I'm originally from Philadelphia. My parents moved when I was 7 years old, and I've loved it in the South. I've lived other places, but I always come back to Houston.
Awesome.
So I've always been a writer. And I love connecting with people. So I think it was about 2011 when I first got on Instagram. So I was just, sharing my life, my everyday life, the things I like to do, my writing, my poetry, things like that. And at some point, I've been in corporate America for 20, 30 years. And at some point, I started actually taking it serious. And I started saying, well, I know that I have influence. I know how to build connection. I know how to network very well. Why not, as the times are changing, I realized this can be a lucrative career, really.
Interesting.
So I actually got laid off in 2018. And really I left the job, but the manager didn't like me. And so she fired me 2 days before I was leaving. So that it was kind of interesting. Yeah. And so at that moment I decided, I don't want to be on anyone else's clock. I want to make my own money. And so I started influencing seriously, but I didn't know what I was doing. And so I started learning and studying other influencers that were doing it full time. And at that point, I was like, there's so much to learn. I'm not ready.
But it's good that you're telling yourself that you weren't ready.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just believe it's about the money, and so they got to launch themselves out there and then end up being a failure.
Exactly. So important, especially as it relates to the book. It took me a long time to write the book. And the people that I was following and listening to, they say it's easy. You just write a book. You put the chapters together. When you become an expert, it becomes easy. Then they tell you it's easy. But the part that always leave out is,
Oh, I had to climb a rock.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I had to swim with the sharks.
Exactly.
They don't tell you that part.
They did not tell me the hard parts. And so I learned, of course, yes, I learned. And so it took me 6 months longer than, they said it could take, which was about a month, 30 days, to write a whole book. And being a writer, the writing part was easy for me. It was easy. I had the information.
Because you had it in you already.
I had it in me already. I had been doing it for so many years. I had been on social media. I had built community and connections with people, in person and online. So I already understood the business side of it. And, the people side, the social side, I had the social proof. But the other stuff, it's so many stages to writing a book. And so I learned, it's not easy.
Nothing good comes easy,
Nothing.
So you said this 11 steps playbook is the beginner's guide to growing a community that trusts and supports you.
Absolutely.
Let's dive a little deep into that. Give us a synopsis of what the book is about too.
So the book is about business owners and brand owners, which people always think that, having a business and having a brand is the same thing, and they are not.
Having a business
is
and
one
having
thing.
A brand.
It's two totally different things.
I can relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so anyone that's first starting out that is an aspiring business owner or brand owner, this is perfect for. It gives you 11 steps, 11 things that you can do right now to start building those connections, because starting a business or brand is about the connections. It's not about the money. It is about the influence. It's not about just what you do. It's about the story you're telling. It's about what you share. It's about the way you make people feel. And that's what this book is going to teach those people. It's for people that want to start or have already started and they're not building those connections and they don't know what to do so.
Wow. So starting a business and building a brand.
So
can you tell us the difference between both?
Yeah, the business is what you do. The brand is how you do it. So the business is just the business. It's the systems, it's the processes. The brand is the connections. It's the identity. It's the voice. It's the tone.
Identity.
Exactly.
So it's not limited to male or female,
no,
young or adult, as long as you're trying to build a brand
and
or a business.
Exactly.
So where can we find this book if we are to go on to the shelves? I can cite an example, right? I told somebody on Instagram, actually, I never met this person before. I don't know who the person. We follow the same, I think it was some dude from Nigeria. We followed that same person. So the chat came up and I realized she used her business name, her brand name that is, to make that comment. The comment is kind of like negative. So I reached out to her. I said, I like to see aspiring Africans successful. But the way you put it out there, what you said would scare me away as a business, as a person that could be a potential client or customer to your business. So I sent her a DM and I said, it's none of my business. I apologize before anything that I'm about to say something that I know is none of my business. And I need you to take this, coming from someone that would like to see you grow and be successful, because it seemed to me that this is a brand name, your business name. I don't know what you do behind that name, but this is not the business now. This is the brand. That's what we're just talking about, right? So I reached out to the person, told that person, hey, apologies for invading your privacy, but this is your DM or whatnot, but you know what? This is what you said following the comments on the post on Instagram. And, if I'm to patronize you, I wouldn't anymore, because I would see, it would be to me as though this is what your brand represents.
Yes.
So if you want to do that on your own name, personal name is totally different, but this is a brand. This is what needs to be recognized.
Exactly.
And humbly, she responded to me. She appreciated that. Today we're like brother and sister. She's ever been to my house. In fact, she kidded my wife. When we went to Atlanta, we literally became siblings. Just put it that way. Because since then she started realizing that, my business is different from my brand, and I can separate both, or what I do will tell the difference between what my business can bring to the brand or what my brand can bring to the business. So that's why I said I can relate to what you're trying to do, and I would love for anyone that is aspiring to become a business owner or a brand, because they are brand strategists as well. You know, that you coach people on how to do this, and I believe this book is going to touch on that too.
It's going to touch on it.
And then also about growing your business, and this book can talk about that too. So I need you to give us a little more insight as to say, hey, if you pick up this book, and you have to tell me why I need to buy it.
Oh.
And I just analyze some things, but then, you know, coming from the professional that you are, I'm not, you know, I'm just telling you from life experience, why I should buy this 11. And it's okay to tell us where we can find it.
Absolutely.
That would be great, right?
All right, so it's on Amazon. So right now,
First place to go, right?
yeah, it's Amazon, and it's both a paperback as well as an ebook. So you can get it.
So we can get a digital copy.
Digital copy, paperback copy. Also, you can follow me at Bibi Watts Co. everywhere.
CO.
CO, yes, for company.
So, by the way, it's BIBIWATTS CO.
Yes.
That's on Instagram, folks. Go ahead, follow her. I'll do that right after the show because it's necessary to understand, because I like people that can inspire me to do better, you know, in whatever I'm doing. And of course, this is Afrocentric TV. It's a brand.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So we need these too.
And you know what's so important about what the story you told about you reaching out to the lady? Those are the kinds of connections that you build, understanding the identity of your brand. You can't do that when you don't understand. And so that's why it's so important for you to build both simultaneously, because it makes bigger noise. It has a bigger impact when you understand that both can exist and need to exist. Especially
need to.
Yeah, we live in the age of social media. So it's like, you know, word of mouth still works, but social media is the new word of mouth. Everyone is on social media.
Even people that hide their identity, they
are
still
on social media and find out a lot of information. Just like some people, it's not that they're hiding their identity, but maybe they just aren't the social media type, but they know that's where the businesses are.
Even when they're not, why are they on it? And
that's
then
true.
they get on it just to spy on everything else.
That's very true.
You know.
So let's go through a few of the chapters, because you say you want me to dig a little bit deeper.
I would appreciate it, because I mean, guys, wouldn't you know what you're trying to get?
Yeah.
I'm already sold to it. I'm not let y'all know that. But I'm just saying, you know, if you have more insight,
absolutely,
it gives them the ground to always want to be a part of what you're doing. And thank you for doing it, by the way, because it's one thing to go to do some things for the money. It's another to solve a problem and making money doing so.
You understand.
I try to.
You understand.
I try.
So that's the reason why I wrote this book. When I started, there's a thing called the Mean Girls Club. Like
Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's like
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls are a thing.
Guys, Mean Girls.
And so I was treated pretty poorly from the Mean Girls of social media when I first started. I didn't understand what I was doing. You know, I was going to all the blogger events, and it was just about what I looked like. It was about what I had. It was, we don't know who you are, so we're going to try and, you know, it was like a competition when it doesn't have to be like that. There's literally enough money, shine, time for all of us to win. And so I didn't like that, and I didn't have anybody. I spent so many thousands of dollars traveling to these conferences where I
just made me a consultant. I don't charge you that much.
Literally like losing money to learn things I never learned. And they were giving such vague information. And so that's the reason why I wrote this book and started with this, because it helps you get started and understand that the work is simple, but it's not easy.
Simple but not easy.
So it's simple steps, which is why I made it a playbook. It's very small because there's homework in every single chapter. This is a playbook.
I see.
This is a playbook.
This is not just something you read and digest.
No.
You work through it.
You
find solution while doing it.
Solutions. There are solutions, homework in every single section, in every single chapter. So Make It Rain is the first chapter, right? Make It Rain means that you're going to know.
I always think money when
that's
I
what
Make
everybody
It Rain.
thinks, right?
I don't even think literally rain. I'm like, it's money.
No.
Ching.
Make It Rain means to ideate. It means to brainstorm. It means to get all of your ideas and all of your concepts out of your body, because that weighs heavy on you. So you get it out and you get it onto paper, and then you can start because you know what you're starting with. That's what Make It Rain is.
Write your vision and make it
So it's
plain
like,
upon the table.
exactly. So it's like this is like a visualization and then an actualization of these 11 steps of how to literally get started. That's what this is. And it's going to make you do the work. If you're not ready to do the work.
I like that, because I mean, a lot of times it depends on how people read, right? You read and then you digest it, and then you move on.
Right.
Before you step onto the next, you forgot what you learned earlier, right? So, but these will engage you, will make you write it down, and then you want to know what the next steps are. You want to follow that through, and before you know it, it's a part of
progress.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And as you take those steps and you do the action items, you're growing and you're learning, and people are coming along with you on that journey. And that's one of the things, the tagline for my consulting company is, I teach womenpreneurs. Now, the book is for everybody, but I consult with only women. Women. Life now revolves around women only now. The way y'all do it, you're just making it feel like everything is about women. It's a girl child. It's a women thing. Come on now. Do something for us too, man. So I teach womenpreneurs how to grow their social
I'm going to start
media.
identifying as a woman. I'm just like...
So I teach womenpreneurs how to grow their community organically through the heart of storytelling and video marketing. So that's what I do in my coaching. And I was thinking, well, what can go with that to help people start somewhere and then get into coaching so that they understand that there's more, but you have to start somewhere. And so that's what I do. So this is just like the stepping stone. This is like just like the surface level of starting, and then we get into the real work. What is your story? Why are you starting? What does this business mean to you? Well, who do you want to help? What problems do you solve? It is just, I really thought this out, and that's why it took time. It's my baby.
Obviously.
And it's for everybody. It's for everybody.
And I'm glad it is for everybody. It's not just for women power.
Right, no, it's for everybody.
Right. So we can follow you on Instagram at Bibi Watts Co. Right? Does the BIBIWATTSCO. CO. Right, that's on Instagram. So and we can also find the book on there, right? We can find it on Amazon. And the hard copy where? On Amazon too, an e-copy on Amazon, and where else? And
through my link in bio. So if you follow me on Facebook, it's going to be the official Bibi Watts, which is just official.
One word?
One word. Official Bibi Watts. And then on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. But I'm primarily on Facebook and Instagram. Like, those are my brainchilds. But you can find me everywhere, and you'll be able to find the book there as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for what you do for the community, and thank you for developing this, because this is going to help a lot of people aspiring to start a business or manage their brand or whatnot.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm sure if they have any questions, they can reach you on those social media networks as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Well, guys, you heard it all. So now it's up to you to take that next step to see if you want to grow your brand or expand or build your business. I'm already sold to it, and so I'm getting involved. If you know me well, you know that opportunities like this don't pass me by. I'll take advantage of it. So I urge you to do the same. At Bibi Watts Co. on Instagram and official Bibi Watts on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. Again, this is that station that revolves around the Africans in diaspora, and by extension, the entire United States and its citizens. And I'm Kola, your host today in the Houston area. We have with me right now, before I introduce that person, you know me now as your number one foodie. I believe I'm number one. I don't care who's got one or two, but I'm number one. As your number one foodie, we're here to talk about food. Food. Yeah. I get excited when it comes to food. And if you've been watching my interviews so far, if we talk about food, I get excited. So this time I'm like, okay, let's get started. And ta-da! With us today is Kavachi Michelle Ukebo.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let me tell a story.
Okay.
I just want to talk about something unique about who you are.
Okay.
Not just what I observed, but just like you're here to talk about food.
Yes.
The art of Fufu.
Fufu.
Oh, okay. Before you will understand why she's eligible to talk about this. Her mom is one of the pioneers in Houston. When we talk about Safari Restaurant, if you've ever been in Houston from like the 90s up until date, one thing with restaurants business is if you are not good at what you do, people will condemn you and they move on to the next.
True.
But your mom stood the test of time.
Yes, she has.
Girl, I'm talking about 20-something, 28, 20-something years.
Yes.
Since 1994, thereabouts.
Yes.
Till date.
Well, I would say that
And so-
she started when she came into this country cooking for everybody.
I'm talking about when it became full-blown safari, 1994.
Yes, 94, yes.
2004, 2014, that's 2 decades right there.
Okay. Well, actually, no. She had her first restaurant called Casey's Restaurant back in 1989.
I wasn't even born then.
Exactly. So
She said exactly as if she knows something.
you look good for your age.
Well, thank you. Well, Michelle, thank you. No, let's go with we're talking about the art of fufu.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Go ahead.
I want to call you Kavachi.
Nice to meet you.
She said, nice to meet you. I like her already. So tell us. I already told people why you're the right person to talk about the food. And not just being the right person, you went ahead to create a book with the help of your folks. Let me just keep it in that little box right there before we start unleashing, because we need to talk about an event coming up that people need to be a part of. That's where they get to meet most, if not all, of these people.
Yes.
So it will be, let's just let's limit it to what level of exposure we're giving to people, because you guys need to understand why I'm excited here, but not just because we're talking about food, but because she was born into it, and then so she understands what it takes. What prompted you, by the way, the audacity to create a book about our food, the African food? Because this book is a guide to the culture and flavors of the West African tradition when it comes to food.
Yes. That's a good
I like that
question.
one. Think.
I would say back in 1990, I was in third grade. Around 1990, I was in third grade. We had a international day. Growing up in the 90s was very hard because being the only Nigerian in this class of a lot of African Americans, Asians, Indians, and Spanish. I was the only Nigerian girl there. And people would always ask me, like, I mean, you always have rice and chicken, like, don't you have Lunchables? And being that my mom, who's been in the business for a very long time, didn't like Lunchables. She liked to make
fresh food.
rice,
Just call it fresh
plantain, chicken. And they will see me packing this. It made me feel very uncomfortable. Okay? And we had an opportunity to have International Day. So I chose Nigeria to represent. On the day when I chose Nigeria, I told my teacher, my mom is a cook and she's a really good cook in our community. Can I bring something from our country?
Right.
And she said, of course, dear. Everyone is choosing a country that they're going to wear the attire and the food. So I'm excited. I stressed my mom's life for a whole month. I told her, Mommy, you don't do rodeo. You don't do Valentine's Day. You don't do any of the American holidays. But this is a day where you can shine. International Day. I'm choosing Nigeria. So please, if you can, bring our Nigerian attire. Make my class of 30 something Nigerian. Rice and stew. Very basic. She was like, okay, remind me as it gets closer. I stressed her life out for a whole month. The day of the event, 12 a.m., after she coming back from work, she was making the food, so I was excited. I brought this food to the International Day. Every teacher was in awe. They're like, wow, you have your head tie, everything was just so excited to see.
And it's unique.
Very unique. I had my friends who was Indian, Asian, they brought samosas, they brought little, empanadas, just dishes from their countries.
Yeah.
So all of us that are international students, we were happy to bring our food.
From your countries.
And every other people brought different foods. But the good thing about it was that I got to let people accept the clothes and my name. So for me to bring my food, it was a big deal. So as we were getting into the actual gym to do our presentation, to sing It's a Small World After All, I brought my dish and put it amongst the table of all the other dishes from the other countries. It was very important for me to feel comfortable, you know, as far as bringing our food and the culture to the table. As we brought the food, put everything on the table, we were trying different cultures. My friend asked me, "Where's your food? I didn't see it." I said, "It's at the table." So I was just so involved with trying the different dishes. Towards the end of the art of the International Day, I know everybody was taking their plates back, and I asked my teacher where was my plate. She came back with the plate, not even touched. And she said, "Tell your mom thank you." But being that we didn't know what the dish was, we didn't give it to the students.
So they were the one that shielded the students from trying them.
Yes. Rice and stew.
I'm upset.
A third grader. Already denied by her classmates.
Class teachers.
Yes. So when you ask me why did I choose fufu, it's because rice and tomato sauce, anyone and everyone has that. But fufu is what Africans have that no one can take from us.
They can take it from us.
Yes. So that's the reason behind the art of fufu.
And you know, having gone through in parts the book, I noticed that we're not just talking about food. We're talking about this book is loaded. We're talking about the ingredients.
Yes.
We're talking about the sauce of the ingredients.
Yes.
How you can use those ingredients to make different dishes. This must have taken years.
Yes.
To put together, because it's like defining every ingredient you can find in Africa and how it's incorporated into making a dish that we enjoy, that now the world is enjoying.
I agree.
What you were denied of at third grade, people spend to get them now. I remember 2 years ago during the pandemic, there was something rolling on TikTok.
Yes.
And every white, black, purple people want to get fufu.
Yes.
From every African restaurant, to the extent that you, if you have friends that are not Africans, they want to come and eat in your house. And they know there's a pandemic because people don't get to move around that much.
Exactly.
Now, they go to the restaurants to buy. And then you get to your typical restaurant, you want to buy something, and then they're out, and then there's a line. You're like, yo, what's going on here? And you get on social media and you see everybody on TikTok, oh my goodness. And I'm like, oh, you're just discovering this?
Exactly.
The acceptance now is, it's way better than ever.
Exactly.
Like everything is evolving from Africa. Now, there's a realization, I think, this is my opinion, by the way, that African food, African entertainment is taking over. Culture is taking over. Fashion is taking over.
I agree.
So, this is the art of fufu. We're talking about food here, folks. You know, I get excited about this. But yeah. Is this up for sale? Like the book, can people buy them?
You can find The Art of Fufu on Amazon and at Barnes & Nobles, and we'll definitely be having the book at the art show. So No,
we're coming back to the art show. Don't give it out just yet.
Okay.
We're coming back to it. We're talking about the book now.
Yes, you can find the book at Amazon and Barnes & Nobles.
So all you have to do is search for The Art of Fufu.
And it will pop up right there.
And the fufu is not F-O-U. This is authentic fufu. It's F-U. Thank you. So you know how people changed everything about us?
Yes.
I try not. So if you ask me, my last name is long. It's 10 letters word. Akinpunyiwa. People ask me, how do you say this? Try. I never ask you how I say your name, even it's Kavanda Shintanya. I say it. You try. If you mess it up, I'll let you know you're messing it up. Just don't funkify my name. Just say it the way it's spelled. And then they say it. And I'm like, you see, it's not that hard after all. Oh, that's it? Yes, that's it. Don't try to funkify my name. Change it Akinmunya. No, that's not my name. My name is Akinmunya. You are just so smooth and slick like that.
That's so true.
You know, so now we're not going to change the arts of Fufu. It's not Fufu. You know, it's act of Fufu. Just say Fufu, Fufu. Whatever you want to, you know, you have an accent, I have an accent, it's fine. Just enjoy the meal. It's African. We love it. So, the book could be bought on Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Is there an e-copy of this?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yes, not yet.
The digital copy, some of us just want to download and just be able to flip. You know, libraries now are just mostly ease. Office spaces, we're trying to have shelves anymore. We're just trying to digitalize everything.
We will definitely be doing e-digital eventually.
Please?
Yes.
Thank
but
you.
We need to hurry up and sell these hard
Yes,
hard
let's sell this hard copy. You can get it on Amazon Books and Barnes & Nobles.
Yes.
Please, please, please. I don't want to give it. I just search for it yet. We're not going to talk about the price today. When you get on there, buy it. If you want to understand food and origin of some of these spices, it's on there. Tell us, how did you go about it? I forgot to add that part. I learned you guys had to travel to do a lot of groundwork just to put this together.
It was a team effort, which I acknowledged everybody in the book. It was 2 art shows. I mean, it was not art shows. It was 2. Wow. We did 4 photo shoots. 4.
Wow.
We had to do one for the ingredients, one for the spices, the seasonings, the meats, the market. We did a lot.
The meats, the goat meat, the beef, the poultry,
the seafood.
the seafood.
Yes. And then having
If you read this and you're still not craving to eat an African food, then you're definitely not a foodie.
You're not African then.
You're not African.
Yeah.
So that now brings us to the interesting part, where Houstonians and neighboring cities and people that are foodies anywhere in the world can definitely, because we still have time.
Yes, we do.
And I think that's August the 19th.
Yes.
We're having a show, the food art show.
Yes. We have a cooking class.
Oh, there's going to be a cooking class?
August 18th at Central Market. We're going to be teaching how to make 2 soups.
Central Market is general. Which one?
HEB Central Market. It's in River Oaks. We're going to be teaching people how to make okra soup and egusi soup. The beginner soups, I call them.
Okra is beginner soup?
Yes.
Egusi is beginner soup?
Yes.
I'm learning. I just love to eat. I don't know how to cook this
Because when you say like ofe oha or...
Ofoweri.
Yes, when you say nubu soup.
You're going in too deep.
Yes, banga soup. You gotta...
In too deep, right?
Yeah.
Got you. So for reroll, egusi.
Those are very...
basic, right?
Not basic, beginner.
Beginner is a basic, you know. You don't have to have too much to make it happen. And then another thing is definition of all these spices and all. If they tell you, you were talking to someone earlier and I've dropped, you were talking about if you tell this person that this is actual yam tuber that they eat in the call fufu, this pounded yam or pounder, whatever they call it, it's actually they see the powder, but they don't understand that it is a yam tuber,
yes.
right? They see different things, but they don't know where it originated from.
Exactly.
They call okra, and so it's from Louisiana. Like yo, bring it back, come home, welcome to Africa, you know. So they don't understand all of that. So this is definitely a definition of things, food, spices, origin, and so people can learn.
Of course.
So now let's talk about the show.
Well,
Talk about the show.
This is going to be our 2nd art show, and we're going to be having it at TSU, which is very iconic because that was the first school that a lot of the Nigerians were able to get into in the 70s. And we're going to be able to bring Fufu to a historical Black college, especially the art museum that is the oldest in Houston. So I'm excited, and I am excited for the people that are going to actually have an opportunity to see Fufu at its finest.
People going to be doing tasting over there?
We're going to be giving samples of amala, pondo.
Oh, amala.
And
poundo.
Yes, and gari, and even some oatmeal, so people can kind of see that it's diverse. And with this tasting, they get to actually see food art that people to this day don't really understand, that our food is an actual art from start to finish, from picking it up from the ground to making it into a powder form to cooking it down for prepping and for soups. So they get to see a lot of the beginner soups and then cultural soups.
Interesting. So it's going to be the food art show is going to be on August. It's a Friday.
Yes, a Friday,
August the 19th.
August 19th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to have Afrobeat music. We're going to have samples of the fufu, and just a lot of festivities happening.
And that's at TSU, Texas Southern University.
The Art Museum.
At the University Museum, right?
Yes.
And that's 3100 Claiborne Drive, or
Yes.
Claiborne Street.
Claiborne, yes.
Houston, Texas 77004. And then, but if they have more inquiries, sponsorship or
Well, currently
if they
right
want to
now,
set up or something like that, do you have any room for that?
We, of course, we were funded by the City of Houston and the Houston Art Alliance. So they are the reasons why we're able to make this show a free art show.
Oh wow! Yay! Thanks, City of Houston. Thank you so
and
much.
Houston Art Alliance.
Houston Art Alliance. Thank you so much for always supporting African movement in this city. Beautiful city it is in Houston, I swear.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
thanks.
beautiful.
And kudos, Mayor. We see you. Yeah.
And being that August 11th is the National Fufu Day, we're going to be introducing more of the narrative of fufu.
So we're going to tell the fufu story.
Yes. We're going to have demonstrations and we're going to have samples. So it's going to be very
Where's
engaging. All of this is going to be taking place at the art show, but August 11th is when we're introducing the National Fufu Holiday.
National Fufu Holiday.
Yes.
So everything we're going to be eating that day is going to be fufu. For breakfast, I think I'll have Gary. For brunch, because I'll do breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner, and then I'll do, so it's 4, then I'll have starch in between, wheat, and inyo ludo, yes.
Okay.
Pounded yam. Yeah. So they can call or text 832-818-6847. Again, it's 832-818-6847. Or visit theartoffufu.com. That's theartoffufu.com. Yeah. So, and you said it's funded in part by the City of Houston through the Houston Art Alliance.
Yes.
Thanks to them for bringing this to life, and thanks to you for putting all of these things together with your crew. Thank you so much for telling our story, the way it should be told, so someone won't say, we discovered Nigeria. Well, we're Nigerians before you discovered them, as if it wasn't in existence. But yeah, it takes a Nigerian to talk about our food, our culture. I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to life. And for everyone watching us, please, please, please endeavor to join us on Friday the 19th of August, 2022. That's the year we're in. So it's basically about a few weeks down the lane, right? And it's at Texas Southern University at the museum, like the school museum, right?
Yes.
The oldest, of course, in Houston. 3100 Claiborne Street, Houston, Texas 77004. You can, of course, call or text for more inquiries at 832-818-6847, or you visit theartoffufu.com.
Please be sure to RSVP.
That's very, very important,
Yes.
right? Please be sure to RSVP and try to be on time. This is America. We're doing it the American way. When we're in Rome, we act like Romans, right? So this is America. Be on time. No African time. 6 on time. There's going to be live music. Beautiful Afrobeat, right? And then there's going to be lots of food to sample from. Oh, I can't wait. I get food that I'll come hungry if I were you, and then you'll go be there, right?
Yes, I'll be there.
Yeah. You best believe I'm going to be there too. Yes, I look forward to seeing you guys. Any social media handle?
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are just theartoffufu.com. Well, Art of Fufu.
The Art of Fufu. With the THE or
Just
no,
Art
just
of-
Art of Fufu?
Yes.
out of Fufu, and that's the way we're gonna keep it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for honoring our studio and for coming through, and thanks to your mom for doing all of this and serving us from 1994. Oh, she's great. Believe me, we're still gonna get to her. We'll find a way to get her in the studio so she can tell us the journey so far. Beautiful, beautiful people. Well, thank you so much once again, and thank you folks for joining us. We'll be right back. Do not touch the dial. All right. Hey, welcome back to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. Of course, it's me again, your host, Kola Akinmuyiwa. No, I'd rather go with Kola Wole Akinmuyiwa. That's my full name anyway, Akinmuyiwa. Welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the show so far. I have. It was a pleasure talking to the lady Bibi Watts, on her book launch. Of course, the digital growth. She's a digital growth strategist. And of course, her book is 11 Steps Playbook. And it's a beginner's guide if you're talking about branding and or your business. Differentiating between both of them and how you can build and develop yourself or your brand or your business. So it's a book it's a go-to kind of book. It's a workshop kind of book. She calls it a playbook where you can read, learn, and also practice what you've learned. And also a pleasure talking to our beautiful lady, Kavashi Michelle Okegbu. Miss Michelle has a history, she's very, very interesting. I enjoyed every moment with her. She talked about the book, The Art of Fufu, and the show coming up on the 19th. And that, I believe, is a Saturday. It's a Friday, the 19th, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I think, and I encourage everyone to be there. She's passionate about it. The art of Fufu. Fufu is food. When we talk about food, I'm passionate about that too, right? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I know you know that. So yeah, let's come together. Let's support this movement. And it's not just about the book, but the show. It's also coming out where you can sample some of these African delicacies, African food, and learn about the history, learn about how it's made, how it's produced, where you can find a source for them, and things like that. It's going to be at TSU on August the 19th. Be there, because I will be. And kudos also to our lady Susan Nwokedi. Miss Susan, you had your book launch. Unfortunately, we weren't here to give you 100% support like I would love to, but because I was away and with the family, of course, this is summer, things like that do happen. Thanks for what you do so far in our community. Your book launch was an excellent success. From my understanding, it was great. And, you started at 3 p.m. I think it was on July the 30th. What's a beautiful event. I heard, and it happened at 13700 Beechnut Street, Houston, Texas 77083. But since I'm not there, I just want to extend my gratitude to what you do to support the community, what you do for us here at Afrocentric TV. You've never disappointed us. You keep educating our young adults, our children, to be better adults and stuff like that. So thank you so much for what you do. And she could be reached on 281-797-5178, and the title of the book is Oma and the Prince. Oma, that's OMA and the Prince. Please get on Amazon, support this movement, support this beautiful minds coming together, doing stuff, and and at their own different times, but we're all coming together to to bring the best out of the African community, and that's what we are committed to do here at Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. And if you have not done so, please go on to our website, Afrocentric TV, and vote to nominate your choice for different categories that is on there. Please get on that website, Afrocentric Television. That's afrocentrictv.com or afrocentrictelevision.com. You will have the chance to nominate people and vote your choice. So that way, don't forget, voting ends August the 13th. August the 13th. That's when voting ends. And I hope you become a part of this so we can keep supporting their businesses, their movement, their individualism and everything, just so we can bring the best out of the Africans in diaspora here in Houston and the surrounding cities. Until the next time, you can follow us on Instagram, afrocentrictv.com, or Afrocentric Television on Instagram, or Facebook, Afrocentric Television as well. Until next time, please be safe, stay safe, and be well. I remain your host, Kolawole Akinmoyiwa. Farewell.
I love when someone sits down to write, right? Because it's a passion, it's a work of love, and it's one of the most difficult things to do, because you might have this great ideas and great story to tell, but if you don't get to tell it and people get to read it, they will never, So it's good whenever someone writes, takes time to put the effort and everything and write, and not to talk about children's book. That's great. I'm a teacher myself. And so whenever I see this, I applaud the person, I encourage them, and I congratulate them. So I applaud Susan. I've worked with Susan in many movie production from the past when she was a producer for a movie and actress too. So I've known her way back, even the daughter that illustrated the book. Yeah. So she's a family friend. Yeah.
I've known Susan when we would both start off in the education field, and she's always been a passionate creator. She's always, spoke through her art. And one of the things I love about this book, seeing, growing up, we didn't see a lot of books that relate to women of color, children of color. And as an educator now, I read it to my 4th grade students, and they loved it. They identified with it, knowing that it told a story of it doesn't matter who you are, what you look for, anything's possible. And that's what she always emulates as a person, as a woman. Anything's possible. She was a teacher, she was a mom, she was a wife, she was a producer. She would she was making money moves, like Cardi B would say.
Honestly, it just kind of came to me. I'm a writer and an artist myself, so I kind of just have a creative imagination as is. So I'm very visual, and as I was reading the story, that's just the images, how the images came to me, essentially.
Very smart. She loves everything you can think about when it comes to teaching, when it comes to putting whatever she believes into action, such as in the media. She's very innovative. She's a very brilliant businesswoman. You're lovely, awesome, brilliant businesswoman, and that's one of the things that myself and Susan, we connected. Not only did we connect when we first met each other, not only did we connect through the arts, through media, through just our personalities as far as what we have in common with fashion and the media.
She's a very lovely lady. Very, very aggressive in a good way though. Whenever she says to do something, she tries to, accomplish it. And one of it is this book today.
So the story was inspired by my daughter, but this story speaks to every child, every girl of every demographic, because I've read it to different age group at different schools with different demographics, and they all could learn and pull from it. So definitely going to be a movie and a stage play.
Let us know that Afrocentric TV will be there to support you, and we can't wait for it to come alive. And I'm also hoping that you can actually put it in animation as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because I would really love to see it in that form, and then we just shatter all the ceilings and all the boundaries. That would be wonderful.
Yes, definitely.
And talking about your daughter, you said that because I know that your daughters are right here in this hall. Which one of them were you telling that story to?
It was my youngest one over there. She is the one that inspired. She was 3 years old at the time, and now she's a rising senior in high school.
I just feel honored about sort of the kind of impact that just I've had on such a creative work.
That's awesome. And then, do you see the princess in you now?
I do.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel seen.
That is awesome. Thank all of you guys for your love and support. And I want to encourage every little girl, every little boy, every woman, every man that is watching to go after your dreams. It is important to dream, but not only dream, chase those dreams and catch them. Alma and the Prince is a story of inspiration that inspires the readers, just like Alma did, to dream and go after their dreams. So keep reading, keep dreaming, and keep catching your dreams. Thank you.